You know what's wild? There's a laptop company out there where more people run Linux than Windows. Not 60-40, not some niche crowd. We're talking 55 to 45, Linux winning. And this isn't some random statistic. This is Framework, one of the most talked about laptop brands right now, and their CEO literally said this out loud in an interview. So today we're going to talk about Framework, what they just announced, why they're going all in on Linux, and the one thing hitting every PC company right now that's quietly making your next laptop more expensive whether you like it or not. Let's start with who Framework even is, because if you're new here, this company is different. Most laptop companies want you to buy a new machine every 2 or 3 years. Framework built laptops you can actually open up, swap parts, upgrade, and repair yourself. It sounds simple. It's actually kind of revolutionary when you think about how every other company is gluing things shut and making batteries impossible to replace. Now they just announced the Framework Laptop 13 Pro. And the biggest flex they made with this launch, they're shipping it with Linux pre-installed from the factory. First time they've ever done that with a laptop 13. And not just any Linux, this thing is officially Ubuntu certified, which means it's been tested, verified, and actually works the way Linux should work on hardware. Their CEO, Nirav Patel, is straight up calling it the MacBook Pro for Linux users. That's a bold claim. But when 55% of your laptop 13 users are already running Linux anyway, maybe you've earned the right to say that. Here's the thing about Linux users. They're picky. They don't just accept things not working. They go online, they write about it, they tell everyone. So for Framework to have this many Linux users choosing their hardware, and those users sticking around and buying more, that says something real about how well the hardware actually works with Linux. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, RAM prices. If you've been shopping for any PC in the last year, you already know something feels off. Prices keep creeping up. Things that were affordable a year ago cost noticeably more now. And it's not just you imagining things. There's a genuine RAM and storage shortage happening right now. Big names are getting hit. Valve, yes, the Steam Deck people, they're struggling to keep things in stock. Another company, Ioneo, had to stop taking pre-orders because the cost to build their handheld nearly doubled. These aren't small problems. So what about Framework? They're a smaller company. You'd think they'd get crushed by this. Patel says they're not fine, but they're surviving. And the reason why is actually kind of interesting. Framework has been around long enough now, doing enough volume that they can go directly to the memory manufacturers, people like Micron, and get actual allocation. They're not stuck waiting in line like a brand that launched last year would be. That established history is buying them access that newer companies simply can't get. But here's the part that directly affects your wallet. They are passing the price increases on. They've been adjusting prices almost every month since late last year, and they're pretty open about how it works. Every month they look at their latest costs, look at what inventory they have, calculate a weighted average across everything, and update pricing accordingly. If the change is small, they absorb it. If it crosses a certain threshold, they change the price and tell you why. That transparency is actually rare. Most companies just quietly raise prices and hope you don't notice. Framework puts out blog posts, they post on social media, they explain what's going on. You might not love paying more, but at least you're not being played. And look, this isn't going to stop anytime soon. Memory prices are unpredictable. Tariffs, supply chain stuff, global demand, there are a lot of moving pieces. So if you're thinking about buying a Framework laptop, or really any laptop with upgradable memory and storage, just know that the price you see today might not be the same in a month. The bigger picture here is this. Framework made a bet early on that people actually want to own their hardware. Not rent it, not lease it, not upgrade it on someone else's schedule, actually own it. And 5 years in, that bet is looking pretty good. They have a loyal user base, a growing Linux community that basically uses their laptops as a statement about how they think computing should work. And enough scale now to navigate a rough market without shutting down. Is the Framework Laptop 13 Pro for everyone? No. If you want plug and play ease, something you never have to think about, maybe it's not for you. But if you care about your hardware, if you run Linux or want to, if you like the idea of actually being able to fix your own machine, this is probably the most interesting laptop on the market right now. And the fact that a laptop company has more Linux users than Windows users in 2026? Honestly, I did not expect to be saying that sentence, but here we are.